sweet peas. Welcome to the very first episode of the Sweet Pod with Desire Sweet. This is the place where life, business, and all the messy bits in between come together like your favorite halo halo. Sweet, unexpected, and oh so satisfying. I'm Desire Sweet, your host, fellow hustler, and your go to girl for all things sweet and spicy in life and entrepreneurship. So let me set the scene. I was the little girl selling homemade candy to the neighborhood for titos and titas at age 8, thinking I was the next big tycoon. My parents, the ultimate hustlers, showed me that you could build a dream from the ground up, even with just a few coins and a whole lot of grit. Fast forward a few years later, and there I was, navigating the life of an overseas Filipino worker, trading one dream for another, and discovering that the real world doesn't always serve you lechon on a silver platter. But it's in those struggles, living miles away from home, juggling odd jobs, and surviving on an instant noodles with a smile, that I found my real sweet spot. And I want to share with you how those challenges didn't break me. They built me. They built a businesswoman, a fighter, a dreamer. And now I'm here to help you find your sweet spot too. Why should you listen to the Sweet Pod? Simple. Because I'm just like you. I've faced the same doubts, the same di ko na kaya moments, and I've come out the other side. Still hungry, still hustling, and definitely still dreaming. This podcast isn't just about talking the talk, it's about walking the walk, taking real steps to get from where you are to where you want to be. Before we dive deeper, I want to give a big shout out for our awesome sponsor, Palenque Original Pinoy Goods. They're keeping us connected to our roots with every bite of their delicious Pinoy snacks. Be sure to check them out because nothing says home like a bag of Palenque. Now back to business. So, why am I here chatting up a storm on the sweet pod? It's because I believe that we all have that sweet spot, that place where passion meets purpose and where hustle meets heart. But our greatest enemy is that tiny voice whispering, Hindi mo kaya yan. Well, here we're all about shushing that voice and replacing it with kaya natin to, sweet peas. I want you to join me in this adventure. We'll talk about how to start a business from scratch. I'm talking no money, just pure discarte. How to balance life's many hats without losing your control or your cool, and how to turn setbacks into setups for success. We're not just sharing tips, we're creating a movement of empowered, motivated sweet peas who are ready to take on the world. Now let's get real for a second. Here's a little sweet wisdom for you. There are two important days in our life: the day we are born and the day we found out why. So let's figure out our why together. And as we hustle, always remember what it says in First Corinthians 16:14. Let all that you do be done in love. Let's bring that love into our work, our dreams, and our daily grind. Thank you for joining me today on this first ride of the Sweet Pod. A massive thanks again to our sponsor, Palenque Goods, bringing a taste of home wherever you are. Go check them out and treat yourself. So, what's next on the Sweet Pod? Well, stay tuned because in our next episode, we're diving into the nitty gritty of finding your true calling and making that leap of faith. You won't want to miss it. Until then, keep hustling, keep dreaming, and keep it sweet.